Hello, so we are live on today's tax deed sales. They're going to be starting at 10 a.m., so that's in about 22 minutes. So it's a great thing you can do the tax sale from home. Now, this is the Philadelphia tax sale for March 19th, 2025. So as I'm recording on YouTube, I'm also going to be recording on Zoom. So now, some things I wanted to know. So they're starting at 10. This is one of the best ways to recession proof your investing because you make your profit when you buy. The biggest thing about tax deeds investing is that you get the properties at a very, very discounted rate. Now, the thing is, 90% of tax, I just picked 90%, but 90% of the tax deed investing strategy and the profit comes from research. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like doing research, or you can't get somebody to do the research for you, you shouldn't get involved with tax deed or tax lien investing because it could blow up on your face. You see, that's why not too many people are into tax deed investing because they cannot have that patience of research. And even after you finish purchasing, you have to have time to wait just in case the county gives time to redeem the tax. For example, in Philadelphia, I think it's about 9 months. So the owner can still redeem the property in 9 months. But of course, they'll have to pay you interest. Now, this sale is going to take like 3 to 3.5 hours. So they're going to start bidding at 10. So let me now, because I'm streaming on YouTube, you won't be able to see my screen. However, I'm also recording on Zoom. So now, where you go to is you go to bid, BID, the number 4, assets.com. Now, because I've been there before, it takes me straight to Philadelphia. But if you've not bidded before, and you go to bid for assets.com, enter, it will take you to their website. And from there, you can click on the left here, you can click Philadelphia Sheriff Sales. So I just hope this is recording. Now I don't see, hold on, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, sorry. Okay. I really hope this is recording my audio because I'm doing two things at the same time. I'm doing Zoom and I'm also doing YouTube Live. So you click on the Philadelphia sheriff sales on the left here. Now today's sale is you see, this is the sheriff sale, and it takes you here. Now for today's sale is a tax foreclosure auction, and that's it on the left here. Now if it was a mortgage foreclosure, it's on the right, but we are interested in the tax foreclosure auction, so you click on that. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can be doing this on your computer too. Now, for March 19th, now today we're just going to be watching, because to participate in this particular bidding, you must have registered on the 12th of March. So you have to pre-register. You don't just come on the day of the sale. Now, there are 130 properties here. You see down here, 130 properties were for sale originally. However, by the time I came this morning, I found out that 67 of the bids had been postponed and 32 had been stayed. So you can check that by clicking to the right here, status. Now, the thing about the tax deed sale, even though the list has been out for weeks, but up till the morning, even up to this morning, some properties can be taken off the list. So when you see stayed, means they've probably come to pay the taxes and it's no longer for sale. Now, you see postponed, stayed, preview. So if you want to see the stayed ones all together and the postponed ones and the preview, just click on status. You see how it has separated them? So you see that all these have been postponed. So 67 of these were postponed. Now, if you keep on going, you find, and there in this thing, there are like 15 in a page. So up to 67 were postponed. Now, stayed, if you go to the, after postponed, we have preview. So only the ones that say preview are the ones that are for sale now. So that means up to probably yesterday, there were 130 properties. Now, imagine if you had researched all the properties and all the properties you researched were stayed. That means there's no point you're, participating in the auction. However, that's the beauty of it. Not everybody wants to work this hard and take a risk of not finding their properties. So you only see that people who are really good at research and patient do well in this type of investing. Now, towards the end here, you see the ones that were stayed. Before I started recording, I already counted the number that was stayed, and we had 32 that was stayed. Now, if we click on show available auctions only, so you will notice that it only shows the ones that are available for auction today. So it has come down to 31. Now, up till this morning, when they start at 10, it can still go down. So there are only 31 properties available for the auction today. So that is interesting. Another thing is to participate. If you want to start getting into these tax deed sales, whichever county you're going to, read the instructions for that county. The instructions in Montgomery County are different from the instructions in Lancaster County, are different from the instructions in Philadelphia County. So every county has their own um, way of doing their tax deed sales. So if you want to know more about tax deed sales, you can see some of my other videos. I'll try to um, put links to them either in the description or you see the link to the videos. Now, for Philadelphia County, and Philadelphia is a nice place, even though there's some places that are rough. But for Philadelphia County, they use this website, Bid for Assets, and there's some other counties that also use this website. So the website is so good. They tell you how to participate. You can register and open an account for free, and then this is if you want to view your account. Now, for each, so let's give you an example. Let's say this was one of the properties you researched. The bidding starts at $1,600. That's 1,600. Now, if you click on it, you'll see there's more information. So this bidding is going to close in 4 hours. There's no reserve. So that means that if you even bid just this exact 1,600, that's 1,600, and nobody else bids against you, you're going to get it at that price. So there's no reserve. Now, the auction starts at 10 and closes at 1 p.m. today. Now, what they mean by overtime period is at 12:59 p.m. today, somebody might bid. And it's supposed to close at 1 p.m. But at 12:59, somebody might bid. And they will give it 5 minutes after that person bids before they close it. So that in case somebody else wants to bid. So the fact that they're closing at 1, if somebody bids too close to the closing time, they will give an extra 5 minutes until they get the final person who bids. And if nobody bids after the 5 minutes, then that person, the last person, gets it. There's also instructions here. Now, there's a deposit required, 535. 500 will go towards the property. $35 is the non-refundable administration fee. So you also see, and that's what I just said is here, the deposit should have been received by March 12. So they have the place where to do that. Now, so for those of you who are going to be, who are planning to bid maybe in April or May, make sure you check the date of the auction or the date by which when you should have paid your deposit. Now, one thing that I have noticed in the Philadelphia County tax sale, they don't differentiate between repository, um, upset sale, judicial sale. But if you look at the way the sales, the prices, this looks more like a judicial sale to me. If I want to compare it to Montgomery County. Now, there are some other sales that have different prices that don't start at 1,600. Those ones are likely to be the upset sales. So when you see 5,000, 18,000, so those ones, if a bid starts at 5,000, 18,000, 20,000, that looks more like an upset sale to me, if you want to compare. And these ones that start at 1,600 look more like judicial sales. So I don't know where their repository sales are, if they have any such thing, but we'll keep on researching. For now, we are interested in this sale that starts at 1600, and they'll be starting in the next 10 minutes. Now, what a potential bidder should have done, which I hope nobody's just bidding for bidding sake. You check the address. What a lot of people do is this. Let me go back to the bid. Oh, okay, this is somewhere else. Let's go back to Philadelphia. And then we go to tax foreclosure auctions. And then we say show only available ones, which is good. And there's still 31. Okay. Now, and I told you this is going to take about 3 hours. So we're just going to be live streaming and telling you what is going on. Now, what people do, and I will also do the same today, download the property list. The reason you are downloading this property list is you want to see when people start bidding, you want to see why are they bidding high. You want to, let's say I was bidding today. What I will do, and let me download this list now. Oh, okay. It's not letting me download because I'm not registered. Okay. I'm not going to register yet. I'll register because um, I'm not bidding today. I'm going to be registering and bidding in April and May. So let's go. So I won't download yet, but if you had registered, you should do that, and then you can have um, an idea of why people are bidding on each property. But because I'm recording this, I'm going to go back after and I'm going to analyze each of the properties and why they were bidded for a particular amount. So just let me do this so that at the end of this video, I'll go back and research because I'm planning to bid probably in April or May. So I want to see how it goes. I want to show people how it goes and the reasoning behind each bidder, why they bidded as they bidded. So see, I'm doing this so that I can see these addresses for my future research. So we have 31 and the bidding is going to start in the next 7 minutes and it's for 3 hours. So we are going to watch it. We're going to see what is happening. And while we are doing that, let me show you how to research a property. So I'm going to pick just one property. Let's pick the first one. The first one is 5410 Charles Street. So you copy. When you copy it, you go to Google and you enter it. So there are two things I'm going to do first. First, I just want to look around. So I click on the street view. Okay, it's 5410. So this might not be because this picture says 5409. So let's zoom in and see what this address is. Okay, but it looks like 5409. Let's see what this person's address is. So this is, because we have to get the right address. Actually, after, let's say I was doing this research, I'll also come back and check real life, go and look at the property. So it might be this one that's abandoned, it could be this one, it could be across the road. So we are going to actually go there and find out which property it is. But for now, let's look at the neighborhood. The neighborhood is good. So I have a feeling that this one is going to be bidded very, very high. But let's look at one more thing. Let's see what Zillow says about that address. So Zillow thinks it's worth 145. So anybody who's going to bid for this shouldn't bid more than probably 30,000 or 20,000, because you don't know how much you're going to invest in the repair of this property. So if it's me, I will not bid more than 20,000 on this property. But it looks like a reasonable neighborhood. Now let's see. So these are the homes that sold in this area recently. Yeah, so if you can get it for 20,000, that will be, some people might bid up to 40,000, but I don't think that's what, because we didn't really see the picture. If I was going to bid, of course, I would have gone there myself to check. But then it looks like a good area, and you will notice today, even if it's burnt down, you will notice that they're going to bid a little bit high for this property. That's what I think. That's what I think. So let's go back and see the next property. Now the bidding should have started. Let's see what people are doing. So let me refresh the page. Okay, nobody has bidded yet. Just started 1 minute ago. So, but you see now they changed it to in progress. It used to be preview, so it's now in progress. So let's see what's going on. That's the first page. This is the last page. So nobody has bidded yet. So we'll keep on checking back. But as I told you, each property has, we'll see what happens. So I can't bid because I didn't register, but I hope to register for the next one. So let's keep on going. So let's look at the next property. That's this one, 720 Sigel Street. Now, as I told you, the research is 90% of the work. So you don't research on the day of the sale. You would have researched. Now there were 130 properties, and about 99 were taken off. So you can imagine you would have probably researched the whole 130, but only 31 were left to bid on. So that's a lot of work, but it's doable. Sometimes you can guess the kind of properties that will be stayed. Now, I don't know how they postpone. I think postpone, probably the property owner reached out and asked for a postponement. So they'll give them some time, maybe a month or two. But it's hard work. You research all the properties, and whatever is left is what you have to work with. So let's go to the second property. And as I told you, the first one, I said shouldn't go for more than 20,000 because of the work you will do. Let's try the second one. Okay, this looks like a good area too. So let's um, do the Google Maps and see. Wow, this is good. This is good. Now, I don't know if this is the correct address, but the area looks good. Not too shabby. Yeah. Now, what's the zip code? The zip code was 19148. This one might go a bit high. So let's see what Google says about, what Zillow says about this property. So go back to Zillow. I think this might be a very good one. So what does Zillow think? Yeah, Zillow thinks it's worth 224. So this one might go as high as, unless it's burnt down, might go as high as 40,000. That's the sigil. Because you have to leave, so you don't want to overbid. Because your profit is made in the price you sell it, you buy it. You must never buy a tax sale property at market value. It should be like 10-20% of market value. Because there's still a lot of work to do even after you purchase it. So you don't want to just be excited and buy property at any price. So let's keep on going. This was the CGL. I think it should go for like 20,000. But as I said, I didn't go there physically. That one should go for 40,000. The first one was 20. This second one probably 40,000. But let's go back and see what's going on. It's interesting, isn't it? So let's go. And I'll upload the Zillow recording to my YouTube channel, so you'll see everything that I'm searching. But let's go back to bid for assets. So the 541 Charles, 5410, I was thinking should go for like 20,000. Then we have the next one, 211 North 20th Street. This might be a good area too. So let's see. Let's go to Google and check. Okay, this looks good. Okay, this looks very good. Very, very good. Now, I don't know if it's just a piece of land, but let's see what Zillow thinks of this place. Now, as I told you, you can see what Zillow thinks, but you also have to physically go and look at the place. So let's see, 2117. Let's write that down. 2117. And I'll see how much that one should go for to be reasonable. So Zillow thinks it's 203,000. But Zillow is not describing what the property is. Now, in your real research, you will actually go there and you also go to the county's website. But looks like houses that are not too far from there are selling, so that's okay. That's what Zillow thinks. Now, let's go to a different um, platform. Let's check what does realtor.com think about this property. They say it's off market. Okay, they don't have any information. Okay, let's see if, okay, this is what realtor.com says. It also says it's somewhere here. So it's either one of these houses, but they don't have its estimates. Okay, they think it's worth 269. So if it's a real house, then we'll probably also go for probably 40,000. Let's think. Because you don't know what repairs you have to do. Sometimes you spend like so on repairs. You have to put new plumbing, new heater, new air conditioning. You find out that the wall is, dented, there's anything you could find. But these are my guesses just because I've not gone to look at the property. If I actually go and look at the property, I will know, you know, what it's worth. So, but let's see if anyone has started bidding. Still have 3 hours to go. So let's refresh the page. Okay, they've started bidding. I told you. So the number one is already on 10,200. And they bid in increments of $100. They bid in increments of $100. So number one, you see, is already in 10,000. Number three, that's the one I said might go to 40. That one is in 1,700. Okay. Then there's this one, 2,200. There's one, 2,500. So let me tell you one secret. The big players, this is what I think. They wait to the end. They watch what all of you have been bidding for, and they just come in and swoop in. So if you have a property in mind, don't be too quick to be bidding. Set your alarm to like maybe 20 minutes to the end. Because sometimes you are bidding, I've had something like that. We were all bidding throughout the day. And at the last minute, someone just came from nowhere and outbidded us. So sometimes they let you do all the running around, research, and then they swoop in at the end. So that happens. So this is just a tip because it's not my first rodeo. So that's the thing about online bidding. Now, when it used to be physical bidding, that one was good because the big bidders were usually holding their money for some big bids. So if you had like a small property, they wouldn't want to use part of their money that they are planning to use for a bigger bid to bid with you. So that's why when it used to be actual visiting the place, it was very easy to get properties. And there are some counties that are still doing that, like Delaware County. They still do physical, you actually go there to bid, but they have a maximum of 120 bidders. So once they have 120 bidders, you can't register again. So that's Delaware County in Pennsylvania. But in Montgomery County, as at the last time, I don't know if they've changed their style now, but the last time I went, not only did I lose my $100 deposit because I didn't win any bid, but some people just waited for us to be bidding and at the last minute came and swooped off, all the bids. So because they knew for us to be bidding, there must be something interesting about that property. So I think that's how they calculated. So they just came and outbid us by just some maybe $1,000. Like who knows? I can't even remember. But that's why I stopped going to that one because unless you have a lot of money, you can't outbid these big bidders. For example, they probably were bidding for something for 100,000, and if they lost the bid there, that means they have a lot of money, so they just come. And those of you who are bidding on 10,000, you just find out that you can't compete with someone who has 100,000. So they just come in, probably put 15,000 and swoop off the property. So that's what some of the big players do. But yeah, the bidding is going on. It's going on. It's interesting. Yeah, nobody is interested in this one yet. But let's continue our research so that you see how the research is done. And let's go to page 1 and see. That is still on 10,200. So that one I said the maximum bid should not be more than 20,000. So let's see. Number 2, I said that one shouldn't be more than 40. Number 3, that shouldn't be more than 40. So let's go to number 4. Let's see what this is. 430 to 34 North 62nd Street. Now, 62nd Street doesn't seem like too much of an okay place, but let's check. Excuse me. But it might not be bad. It might just be some land, and land is good. So let's look at that. So if you are planning for the next sale in April or May, what you would have done is you download the spreadsheet and write the pros and cons of each of your properties. So now this might be land. So let's look at the street view. I don't know what this is. Let's go around. Wow, this might not be the best of places, but let's keep on looking. Because as a real estate investor, you have to imagine, you have to, have a vision. So this looks a little bit run down, and it because of that address 430 to 434 looks like it's 30, 32, 34. So it might be 3 lots. And you might be able to put something there. So let's see the value of homes there. That will help us decide. Okay. So it's a rundown home. I don't know if this is the actual. Okay, this might be the actual home. Okay, this is good. If you have a good workman. But then let's see the sales of homes in that area. 123 is low. Because you'll be surprised that home has a lot of work that you have to do. So, I wonder what it was before. There's not much of a story. When you see homes like that, the repair cost, even though Zillow is telling you repair cost is 6,000, Be surprised you spend 100,000 and you're still on it. So let's see. Looks like somebody must have tried to sell it before. So let's see what the story is. Wow. Hmm. So what was going on there? It was a club, IP club. Okay. Yeah, this is serious. But you see, if you get this property for 1,600, you might be able to do something. Let's see the history of this property. So we look at the price history. And for those who are just joining, we are at the Philadelphia tax sale. It started at 10 and it's going to go until 1 p.m. for some properties and 1:30 for some other properties. So let's look at the information on this. Okay. So somebody bought this property in 2015 for 15,000. That was about 10 years ago. I have a feeling that this property was probably condemned. That person tried to sell the property in 2024 for 160,000. So what made them think they could sell it for 160,000? So let's look at the properties close to that property. So when you do this, you see the values of the homes around. So this is 28 one. So the properties here are not so fantastic. And by the time you spend, how much are you going to spend on this house to repair it? Because it's big. So if I was going to bid on this, what I would do is I would take a workman there. And some properties sold there, and the rent in that area is 1,300. Okay. So some properties are selling, but okay, let's see this property that sold. How good was it? Let's look at some other. Okay, let's go to. We won't go with off market. We'll go with the ones that actually sold and see why they sold. Okay, no pictures. So I'm not sure this is in the same area, but some properties are selling there. So this might be a good property to buy, but remember how much you're going to be spending on the repairs. So for this property, let's look at the number again, 430 to 34. How much do I think it should sell? I have no idea because it's big, but the area is not fantastic. So I'll put that at 20,000 because the bigger the property, the more you're going to spend on repairing it. And it was probably three houses that were, torn down to become one, and then it became too much of a problem. So I don't know. Let's see how the bidding is going. Let me refresh this page. Okay, so now up to 14,000. So that was the one I said shouldn't go more than 20. It's up to 14,000. So the bidding is going. Houses are going up. There's 1,800, 2,000. So it's going up. Let's see how they're doing. Nobody has touched the one for 432, 34. So if somebody can pick it up at 1,600, but remember, you're going to spend a lot of money on it. So think about, maybe you can buy it and turn it into a multi-family home. Maybe if the city will allow that. So let's go to the next property. 2416 North Natrona Street. And one property has been taken off the list because when we started it was 31, now it's 30. So somebody probably stayed another property or postponed it at the last minute. So it's no longer available. So the next one is 2416 North Natrona Street. Hmm. So sort of run down houses in this area. Because when you're going to buy a house, wow, I won't bid on this. No, no, no. Because even after you spend money, how much, who is going to buy it from you? Doesn't look too good an area. So personally, I won't spend money on that because you have to think of what you're going to do with the property. So let's go to the next one. So 2416 is no for me. Somebody else might want to buy it. Let's look at the next person here. 2031 to 33. So that one they've already bid it up to 5,300. Let's see why. Hmm. Okay. So this is a piece of land. And whoever wants to buy this is thinking of what they're going to put on it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you put something big like this, whatever this is, or you put an apartment complex? So this one, I will not be surprised if they bid up to 100,000 because it is prime land. See, this place is developed, even though it looks run down, but they can, build apartment complexes, they can build a company. The only problem is there's so many empty places. So let me see what Zillow says. But I think they might be bidding on it because of okay, and there's no that address is not on Zillow. So let's go to a nearby address, 2410 East Clearfield Street. So let's see what the area looks like. Hmm. So Zillow thinks the houses here are worth something. But I saw that as land. And if you want to build you're looking at nothing less, even if you have a good contractor who you know personally, you're looking at nothing less than 100,000 to build a house. So unless, let me look at this area, because this is a nearby home. Let's look at, let's see if we can get the street view. Because it's close to Allegheny Road, should probably be close to Temple. So let's see, let's drive on this road. Because the fact that you see cheap land doesn't mean you should buy. See, all this place is deserted, so you have to think well, very well. Now, maybe they know that something is coming. Who knows? But personally, this looks very much like an industrial area. So for me, I will pass. No, even though people are bidding on it, this place doesn't look like a place I will. Yeah, it's not. It's deserted. And this picture was taken in May 2022. So no, for me, maybe somebody else can know what to do with it, but not me. So for 2031, no, for me. But people are bidding on it. Let's see. Last time it was 5,300. Let's see how much they're bidding now. Okay, it's still at 5,300. So that first one is already at 16,000. 5410. I said you shouldn't go over 20, but it's just 1031 and it's already at 16,200. So we'll see. 2117. I thought it could go to 40,000, but it looks like they stopped at 5,100. So let's see. And Sigel Street. Well, if that person gets it at 1,800, that would be wonderful. Because that zip code is not bad. So let's see. Let's keep on going. The next one is 5435 Wakefield Street. Okay. Let's see the story on that one. What's going on here? Let's see. Not bad. I don't know why they are covering the street number. Okay, it's not too bad. I like this. Yeah. If there's no damage to the house, let's see if I can see an apartment number. Hmm. 5437. And we are looking for 5438. So it should be the other side of the road, depending on how they number the road. Or it could just be land. Okay, this one, does it have a number? Hmm. This is 5436. Let's look at that address again. Oh, 5435. Sorry. So back to the other side of the street. So if this is 37, so 35 is probably this piece of land. $41. So this is probably 39. That one is 37. So it's a piece of land. So now let's analyze piece of land in this. So that is this piece of land. Now, remember your land is going to be beside this thick bush. You have to think about that. Then let's look at the area. Germantown, Shelton. Let's see the value of homes in this place. So they don't even think it's worth more than that. They know it's land. Let's look at the homes in that area. Wow, it's not good. I don't think anybody will bid for this. Because by the time you put up a home on that land, how much do you want to sell it? Even if you build a palace, the area is not good. I'm going to say no to 5435 Wakefield. Next. Next, we'll go to 1031 West Nevada Street. And you know, people come from different states to come and bid on these Philadelphia properties. Some from Texas, New Jersey, New York. People come a lot from New York to bid on properties. So let's see. Because this is some people's full-time profession. So they make money from it. Okay. So I see that people are bidding on West Nevada. Let's see why they're bidding on it. What's interesting about it. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, there's something nice beside it. Don't know what this is. Maybe it's a company. Hmm. So it's not too bad, considering that there's a nice company beside them, even though the street is run down. But if you consider the fact that it is very close to an establishment, maybe that, oh, this is nice. Maybe that's why people are bidding on it. Wow. But that means you'll be living in this lungu here. You just have to put up some security cameras. That's interesting. So people are bidding on that one. If I had money, I'll probably bid, but I can't go more than 10,000 on that one, no matter how nice. So 1031 West Nevada. If I were, I would not go more than 10,000 on that. I know the place is nice, but you have to be careful. Because even that company, are you sure you get people from there to come and rent? If you can, well, you can do that. But people are finding it interesting. Let's see how much they bidded on that one. Okay, my favorite one has gone up to 17,000. Okay. There must be something wrong with this 720 Sergel Street because nobody is bidding. Okay, so let's go to 1031. It's still 7,000. But I won't go over 10,000 for that one. Then let's go to 2863 North Ringgold Street. For those of you who are just joining, we are at the Philadelphia tax sale auction. Originally, there were 130 properties available, but by this morning, we had only 31 left. And just as we started viewing, we had 30 properties left for bidding. So I'm just going through. I'm not bidding in this particular um, tax sale. So that one I won't do live. But I'm just going through each of the properties and trying to tell you what I would think if I. Now, I didn't do any major research. All the research I'm doing is just right now. But in real life, you would have to um, do real research. Now, I hope. I don't know why my computer is as if you can't hear my voice. I hope you can hear my audio. Yeah, looks like you can. Now, I hope YouTube too can hear me. YouTube, yeah. I hope you can hear me. Okay, so let's keep on going. Tax sales are exciting, but let's keep on going. So if you are watching, go to bid for assets, just to watch how the um, tax sale is going. And I'm analyzing the properties as they are bidding. So the next property we want to look at is 2863 North Ringgold Street. So let's see what that one is about. Okay, doesn't look too bad. See what's going on in this area. I don't know if we are the right address. Wow, okay. These areas are a bit down, but the one at the corner looked okay. These ones look okay. So, of course, I'll have to be there physically to know which address I'm really bidding on. But this is 2864. And we are looking for 2863. So it's most likely on the other side of the road. So it's probably, it's either this land or one of these houses. So let's see if we can see a house address. 28. Okay. Okay, we can't see the number. So I don't know if it's that one or let's look at this one. This is 20. I won't be surprised if it's just land that is selling. This is 2055, but we are going to 2863. Okay, can't see the house address now. 63. Let's see, maybe. Okay, so it's going down. This 2049. So 63 is towards this place. So who knows? It might just be this piece of land that is for sale. You have to be very careful what you're buying. Yeah, it might just be land. And from what I can see, people are not bidding on it. So it's better to stay away from that one. 2863. Because if it was any of those houses, it should be more than that. So next we have 2415 East Boston Street. Now they are bidding on that 4,100. So let's see. And the closing time of this bid is different. So some close at 1 and some are closing at 120, 150. So some of this bidding will be up to 2 o'clock. I think they decide their closing time based on, I don't know, what is it based on? It can't be based on the bidding activity because some nobody touched these ones. So I don't know how they got the bidding time to 150. But let's keep on going. We still have 2 hours, 15 minutes, or even more. Because now that they've changed it to 150, still have like 3 hours. So we can go and come back, but let me keep on. As I said, I'm recording this. I'm recording this, so you can always come back and watch the recording. But let's keep on going. 2863. We said no to 2863. So next we go on to 2415 Boston Street. This looks good. Let's see. No wonder people are bidding. What's going on here? Wow, this is nice. Let's see the address. This is 2417 And the address we are looking for is 2415. So what happened? It's either this or this. Let's see. This is good. The street is clean. So it's either this one or that one. So whichever one it is, it looks good. Let's see the other side of the road. Oh, this might go up to 100,000. What's the address again? And it's only on 4,000. Unless it's burnt. 2415. Boston. I think it might go up to 100,000. I might be wrong. But let's check what Zillow says about the area. Okay, if Zillow thinks it's just 233, then maybe 50,000 then. But I don't know what the problem is and why are people not bidding. It might be the